I'm going to call up Nephew Luke here for this story. It will give you a good visual. Come on up here, Nephew Luke. See how excited he is? Give him a round of applause, a little encouragement. He's all pepped up. I'm not going to make you come all the way up to the front here. Just turn to the camera, though, so everybody can see you back there, right? You know there were 1,200 people watching at 7:30 Mass. I had Danny Stibley do this, okay? So here's the story. So when I was a couple years older than Nephew Luke here, and honestly much better looking than he is, okay? But that's irrelevant for the story. So I'm in the seminary at this point, and one of the professors, his name is Father Andre McGrath. He's a Franciscan. Now picture a room full of guys just like Luke. We're all in our early 20-somethings. And when you're an early 20-something male, you are like absolutely confident, yes? You are all that, yes? You are a little bit of arrogant confidence, yes? You know everything, yes? Say yes. You with me on the story? So when you're an early 20-something, that's who you're supposed to be, yes? So you're strong, you're mighty, you can take on the whole world, yes? And you're just a little bit, you know everything, don't you? Yes, yes, I know that, yes? So here's this whole room of people just like Luke, and this is what he says. He said, I know you are big enough to be strong, but are you little enough to be weak? Well, what the devil does that mean, Luke? I don't know, all of us sat there dumb, but he said, I know that you are big enough to be strong, but are you little enough to be weak? Then he goes on to say, because when you are weak, God will make you. Give Nephew Luke a round of applause, okay? You did this very well. I know that you are big enough to be strong, but are you little enough to be? He goes on to say then, because when you are weak, God will make you. And that's the second reading today. Think about our culture. So whether you're a 20-something guy or whoever you are, right? We pride ourselves on self-sufficiency, independence. We're all this. We can take care of ourselves. We got it. Yes or yes? But actually, St. Paul says, in that moment, you miss the whole point. That when we can name our weakness, our vulnerability, our brokenness, our worries, our fears, what overwhelms us, what concerns us. And when we can name that and give that to God, it is God who will literally swoop in, if you will, and make us strong. And the more we allow ourselves to name our weakness, what we're really doing is opening the door for God to enter in, so that the Lord can make us strong. God's grace is sufficient. It is enough. It is more than anything you or I need. But if we're self-sufficient, if we're all that, if we got it all covered, if we can do it ourselves, and if we know everything, how much room is there for God to work? Almost none. And that's where St. Paul says that in our weakness, in our brokenness, in our worry, in what overwhelms us, what concerns us, in our vulnerability, it is in that moment that God can make us strong. And the question for us really is found at the end of the gospel today. We can sit here and sing, the Lord is kind, and we can hear these readings that the Lord will make us. But do we trust and believe? Because to name our weakness, to name our worries, to name our brokenness, to name the struggles of our heart is an ultimate act of faith, We don't share our vulnerabilities with almost anybody, amen? Can you share them with the Lord? And in that moment, what you are doing is inviting the Lord to enter into your weakness, into your worry, into what overwhelms you. And it is the Lord who will make you strong. He said, 20 years old, right? I know that you are big enough to be strong, but are you little enough to be weak? Because when we are weak, it is the Lord, our God, who can make us. And our prayer, Jesus, I trust in you, that when I give you my brokenness, my worries, my weakness, my concerns, it is you who will make me strong.